Hello, welcome to Topper Machine. I'm Josh Topper. So if you caught Saturday's video where I repaired the part for the New Holland baler, where we bored it out, made a new pin, and then did a shrink fit, we'll talk about that, some of the comments, and why I did it the way I did it, and some of the suggestions that were done in the comments. Some very good suggestions, actually. But first, one of the questions that I saw quite a bit was why or what is the formula or rule of thumb, or however you want to word it, for doing a shrink fit. And generally what I go by is 1.5 to 2 thousandths oversize on the pin per inch of diameter. So in this case, I went a little over that because I wanted to ensure that was a good locked in tight fit. But we were inch and 3/16, I believe, on the bore, roughly there, and I went 3 thousandths over. So I should have been about 2 thou, maybe 2 thou and 3/10 or so, but I went 3. I wanted a good, secure, tight fit, and like I said, it worked out perfect. He's actually used that since doing the repair. So I filmed that a few weeks ago, and he's actually bailed since. So it's been working really well. Somebody had asked or suggested I heat the entire part, and yes, that would have been the correct way to do it. I should have done that. I don't know why I didn't do that. I just figured a little bit of heat around the hole is all I really needed. I should have really heated the entire part, just because that was so much mass. It was pulling that heat out, and I don't believe it was opening up as far as I wanted it. The shrink fit, the shrink wasn't, it shrunk good. It didn't expand as good as I wanted it, but it still went together. I mean, we still got that 3 thousandths in there. Another good suggestion was setting up on the press. Well, as you've seen in the video, I had the press right there behind me, ready to go. But yeah, setting up on the press would have actually made that so much better. Would have been a quicker, safer deal. Had that not gone in, I would have had to have bored the pin out and then start over. So I've had to do that before. Not fun, but definitely the only way to fix that. Once they lock in, you're done. Generally, I don't do small shrink fits like this. I did one, the last one I did was, I think, 3-inch diameter. So 3-inch, 4-inch, those are kind of standard for me. Anything under that is getting tight. I mean, up in size, you got a lot more forgiveness, a lot more material movement. So that was kind of a nerve-wracking one, and yes, I did have a few beers after that. Definitely was needed. Now, somebody did make a pretty interesting comment of how I repaired it wrong. That I should have threaded the pieces, threaded it together, and then drilled and put a pin in from the backside. No, absolutely not. That would not have worked. That would have worked its way loose. That would be a lot of failure point. I mean, even if you got those threads spot on, right tight as possible, that's still a failure point. Shrink fits are absolute best for this application. If you remember back a few weeks ago, I did that crankshaft for the Minneapolis where we indicated all that. The crankshafts for steam engines like that are all shrink fits. There's no keys, there is no pins, that's all shrink fits. And they seldom, if ever, move. Under really, really hard loads, we have seen discs turn just a little bit on the shaft. And it'll throw the timing off, so you just got to reset the timing, not a big deal, but it is very rare. The only time we see generally a failure in a crank pin on a steam engine is if the bearing went bad from lack of lubrication, then somebody has to repair or replace the pin. Then we've seen failures because the shrink fit was done too loosely. I've got a drawing from Minneapolis on the actual fits, the size requirements for one of the steam engine, I think a 20 horse, and that calls out the tonnage of press and the diameters and everything, and it's like 8 thousandths on a 3-inch shaft. Then they press it together. Nowadays we shrink it. goes a lot better. But back then they would all use hydraulic press or mechanical press and press it together. And like I said, I think it was 8 thousandths on the shaft, the crank shaft itself to the disc. And then the pin, I think they're generally smaller, but I think it was like 5 or 6 thousandths press fit. So very tight fits. The failure rate is almost zero. So doing a threaded two-piece like that, I think that would have failed so fast. Just so many motions there, you know, back and forth. If it were a rotary thing, yeah, I'd see that working. But having a linear motion, being like a crankshaft, that would have failed, no doubt. So now an update on what's been happening here in the shop. We have got a lot going on. In fact, the next few weeks are just going to be really stressful. We hit 100,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago or a week ago or something. And I thank you everybody for subscribing, sticking with me. Thank you for all the help getting here. We are not giving up. We are going to keep going. We're going to shoot for 1 million now. We're going to see where we can go. Not going to stop doing this, but I need to take a short break. I need a few weeks to get caught up here in the shop. I've got so much work sitting here right now. I'm a little behind. Now I've got, right now we've got my stepson's graduation party from high school this weekend. Connor graduates from high school also. So we've got those two. Got to do that, got all the graduation parties. We got to get ready for our party. My stepson Christian turns 18 today when this video comes out. So we got his birthday to do stuff with him. So I've been out of the shop again Wednesday. And then what else have we got going on? There's just so much. I got a lot of deadline work I'm working on, a lot of proprietary stuff that I can't film, but a lot of stuff I am going to film. I just won't get to the editing for a couple of weeks, so we're going to be possibly a few weeks out on a video. I'm trying to get the video done for Saturday, which is our 100,000 subscriber giveaway contest, and the introduction to why I started the channel. What was the cause? And that was the cause of that was my friend Randy. So Randy will be in the video. We're going to do a little work for him, and we're going to introduce him as why we started the channel. You know, he badgered me into it. And we're going to do a giveaway. I've got some prizes sitting here ready to go. We're going to do like a contest, and Randy will select the winner. So I'm hoping to get that video out for this Saturday. If not this Saturday, it'll be the following Saturday. So we're going to try to get this worked out and going really soon here. It's all weather dependent on his schedule. The job he does, if it's raining, he won't be working, so we'll get this done. So that is the plan. We're trying to get that video for Saturday. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming. And we're going to working on it. I'm just going to take a short break to get caught up, film as much as I can, and then we'll move forward. So with that, until next time, get out in your shop and get it done right the first time.